To create the username password document, I want you to go to the Start menu again, Start button down at the lower left-hand corner, and go to All Programs and find Microsoft Office. Click on Microsoft Office. How many of you are pretty familiar with Word? You've used it a lot? Good. That's pretty much what I'm seeing these days. When I first started teaching this a few years ago, some people had not used Word, and some people had used other word processing programs, and some people had never used anything. So we're going to open Word by clicking on Microsoft Word 2010, and it should open to a blank document. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is save it. So go to File, Save As. Where do you think we're going to save it? Any guesses? The R drive. So we're going to scroll down to Computer, and we're going to scroll down if we need to and find our R drive. And where in the R drive do you think we're going to store it? Inside of the EdTech folder. The name of this file is up to you, but it needs to be something that you can recognize. So I'm going to call mine username password, but you don't have to call it that. If you'd rather use your name and say something like Sally's Things or Sally's Stuff, then you'll know that that's where your usernames and passwords are stored. A lot of people just don't like for it to yell it, spell it, hey, here's my passwords. But we're going to store it in a secure place. Okay? Question?
It's not
Okay, y'all got a weird pop-up going on? If it says something about it's experienced a problem, do you want to disable this add-in? Just say yes for now. Just try this again. And then if you see something that says username, just click OK. Okay.
I opened the thing and clicked on the EdTech folder. What was I supposed to do?
You're to the right point. Just hang on. Okay. You want to double click EdTech folder. Now everything will be in your EdTech folder instead of outside of it like some of those other documents. Okay, raise your hand if you need help. Who else needs help? Where it says document name or file name, you can put you got to open it to say that. Okay. All right. So you can name it whatever you want to. I call mine username password. And then click Save. Okay, raise your hand if you don't have a white sheet of paper on your screen. Okay, so now we're going to create a table in this Word document. So I'm going to go to Insert, next to, you see the blue File tab, then the Home tab, and then the Insert tab. And there's about 10 ways to do this. I'm just going to show you one of them, okay? So we're going to insert a table. So right below the word Insert, you click on Insert Table. You can click and drag and make, however large a table, or you can click the Insert Table and do numbers. So I'm going to start out with 3 columns and 2 rows. And click OK. In the first column, as a heading for that column, I'm going to type web page and press Tab. Then in the next column, you can type username. This might also be like a login, so you could even say login. And then press Tab. And then in the last column, password. you're going to end up with a lot of websites that we're using for free. You'll create usernames and passwords, and I want you to have a place to store those. So that's what this document is about. Okay? So we're just getting it set up. So now, before we do anything else, we need to do what? Save often. And we're going to save as. So File, Save As, and you're going to click Save, and it's going to say, are you replacing the existing file? Yes, we are, because we want it to be updated. Now, our first web page that I want you to input here is our class website. So hopefully you still have it open. So I'm going to go back to the front page of the class website. If you can't access yours, raise your hand. Anybody not able to see that yet? So now we're navigating in between the class website and that Word document. Okay, raise your hand if you're not on the front page. All right, good deal. Up at the top in the address bar, I want you to click one time. This is the address bar. Click one time. The whole thing should highlight in blue. Once again, take your cursor right over the blue part, right-click, and copy. Now we're going to go back down to the bottom toolbar and click on our Word document and go back to it. And in the column under Web Page, we're going to copy and paste that web page address. So I'm going to right-click and paste. I'm going to hit Enter on the keyboard, and that's going to make that page a live link, a clickable link. Now the negative on this is that it's going to open it in Internet Explorer, and we're having problems with Internet Explorer. So if you wanted to open it in Firefox, you'd have to just copy that link and paste it into Firefox for it to open. Okay? So you remember how I said don't delete that email because that link's going to always help you get to the website and for a couple of weeks, and then we'll do something else. Here's our something else. So now you can just walk in, open your R drive, open your EdTech folder, open your username password document, and it's going to open up to all of the websites that we'll be using in class. Okay? So I'm going to press Tab, and that's going to take me to the next column. This says username login, and for this particular website, type NA. Because you don't have a username password, it's public, anybody can see it. Same thing for password, NA. Press Tab, and now it makes a new row. So it's all set up for the next website that we want to add. Go up to File, Save As. Where are we saving it? Should automatically pop up to the last place we saved it, which is the EdTech folder, and we'll click Save. Yes, we want to replace our existing file. Raise your hand if you need help with that. Okay. Don't bother with going back to our class webpage. I'll just do it and show you what I'm going to talk about. I've got a question back here, and then we'll move on.